listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Once Upon a Time After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Once Upon a Time After Show.
Hello, Once Upon a Time fans. Bing is for doing, and we are doing another after show right here on AFTERBUZZ TV for Once Upon a Time, of course, Season 2, Episode 8, titled Into the Deep. I'm your host, Cathy Kelley, and sitting across from me are the lovely...
Hello, everyone. I'm Marisa Serafini.
And I'm Tiona, Hobson.
And overall thoughts for tonight's episode. What did you guys think?
I liked it more so because this episode was actually linear.
Yes.
And we could kind of follow along with the timeline. So
it was weird that there were no flashbacks, though. I'm so used to it.
Yeah, I was happy that there weren't, so we could just focus on for 1 second, like, getting Snow and Emma home.
Yeah.
And that was a good thing. After having a week off last week, I think it was a good way to kickstart being back.
I think that Kitness and Horowitz have decided that they can only include 3 different worlds in each episode. And right now they have Storybrooke, they have present-day Enchanted Forest, and now they have this nether world or whatever, the dream world. So it's hard to keep track if you have 4.
Yeah.
But
so it was good that it was very centrally focused on, like, the family, and there weren't too many outsiders getting involved.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I guess the first topic for tonight is the whole, I guess, betrayal. Hook, we don't know what side he's on. Is he helping Emma and Snow? Is he helping Cora? And tonight we really found out where his allegiances lie. And we're all under the impression that he's falling for our Emma, but by the end of the episode we realize that may not be the case. And Cora is very angry at him because she thinks that he lost the compass. What did you guys think of what her punishment was for him?
I thought he got off kind of easy because, I mean, it is Cora. She's known to grab a heart and kill people. So, losing the compass, and the best kind of punishment she had for him was to, not let him come over to Storybrooke, but he gets to live.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, that wasn't an easy out, but you can tell how upset Hook was once he heard that. He's like, no, I gotta get out of here. And when he heard that he couldn't go back, he was like, okay, that's a serious punishment for him.
I mean, it's the mentality where life in prison is worse than the, getting executed, because you have to live with it your entire life. He has to live with knowing that he can never exact revenge on Rumplestiltskin. He can never go back to, or he can never go to Storybrooke.
Yeah. I didn't think of it like that, guys. I mean, I'm just thinking, I expect Cora to, really act out like she usually does. So I was just expecting her to kind of at least rough him up a little bit.
I thought that at least she would do something so that he couldn't help Emma and Snow.
Yeah.
Have
him tied up somewhere, because just because you say he can't go doesn't mean he still won't try to find a way to go.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Well, we thought he was straightened out and going to help our heroines, but maybe not. So Hook says that he'll prove himself, and he will end up helping Cora get the compass back, which I didn't exactly believe, but I guess it's true. I just don't want to believe it.
Part of me still doesn't he's just one of those guys where you never know where it really is because he could end up switching sides again.
He's a
And
pirate.
yeah, he's a pirate.
Yeah.
They're
You
gonna
can't
go for
trust him because you never know who he's gonna go with.
exactly.
Yeah. Well,
I like to think he's still good though. There's some good in him.
yes.
I want him to be on our side.
Right.
I do too. I
That'd be good.
was hoping for it. And I was hoping that the only two villains this season were going to be Cora and King George.
Yeah.
Man.
I thought that Rumpelstiltskin and Regina would be better and help us, but
Regina's getting better, hopefully.
Yeah.
A
We-
little bit.
we just don't know about Hook.
I think there would just be that power struggle if there are too many bad characters. You know, who's the real villain
Yeah.
of the storyline?
Yeah.
You always have to have a villain.
There's too many right now though. But Cora gets even more evil and I guess awakens some zombies. That was weird. I didn't really get that, but
Yeah, I don't know why she awoken. Like, they were the same bodies that we saw when Snow and Emma first meet Hook. Because
Mhm.
he's buried under all those bodies. It's the same bodies, but we didn't really.
So those are the
Yeah.
bodies of the people who've
The
been
villagers.
living
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
little village. Yeah, I thought it was weird, especially since she said she was leaving, Hook behind to go do it the right way. And her right way was awakening, going straight to get these zombies up to, I guess, go steal the compass for
Mhm.
her, which didn't end up working out again, but
It was
Yeah.
just another attempt for Cora to try to, stop Emma and Snow with the zombies.
yeah. I mean, I thought it was cool because we're finally realizing all that she can do with these hearts. She can control people. She can control the dead. Well, if they were really dead. But like she has so much power, and we're learning every episode how much power she actually has. And maybe she is truly more powerful than Rumpelstiltskin. I mean, that was a huge fight this entire episode. Who is more powerful? Who do you guys think could win?
I think they're really equal in a way because he's very confident that Cora can't beat him, but again, you can still see Rumpel's pretty serious about it, and he's like, yeah, she is a serious matter. We have to take care of her. But so I think they're on like the same playing field.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're pretty even. And I liked what Regina told Rumple when he was kind of a little cocky, like, I defeated her before. And she was like, yeah, but you have a weakness now.
Yeah.
Meaning Belle, because that's who he was sitting with at the moment. But I don't know. I kind of feel like Rumple is one of those people who, even if he does have a weakness, he's able to kind of like block that out and make the right choices still. Or the right choices for him still. Even with a distraction like Belle being there.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe it won't be too big of a distraction for him to still take down Cora.
Even Bay wasn't enough.
Yeah,
of
even
a-
Bay wasn't enough. And I mean, in protection of his true love, after he already lost his son, I think he really would be focused on like, I'm not going to lose her. I'm going to beat this woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rumpel has the ability to compartmentalize.
Yeah, that's the word.
So maybe with Rumpel's weakness, the student, Cora, can surpass the teacher in power. You think?
Yeah. We've seen it before.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
But hopefully not. True.
There was an interesting line in Storybrooke and an exchange between Rumpel and Regina once they asked Rumpel for his help. Rumpel said, but she was dead, referring to Cora. And I found that very interesting because we always assumed that Regina just banished Cora to some land. We never, we saw her go into the mirror. We didn't really see much more of that interaction. And so they both assumed at some point she was dead. And we're not really aware of when this fight happened, but they, assumed that they saw a body, and I guess she was just playing dead.
Well, that was the interesting part because Rumpelstiltskin said to Regina, or Regina said, I saw it. Like she saw the dead body. So I don't know, maybe she was able to like move her soul out of something, some sort of deep, dark magic that Cora was able to do to kind of still be alive but appear dead.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe it's something Rumple's never seen.
Wasn't it Cora that said that, you know, if your spirit leaves, it can come back?
Yeah. We're learning
So-
more about souls and how, you know, souls can
Soul leaves, yeah.
either be taken by a wraith, they can be taken, you know, by a sleeping curse. So maybe, you know, Cora put herself under a temporary sleeping curse. I don't know if she had a true love to wake her up,
Yeah.
but, or maybe she was able to control a wraith and, you know, have her soul sucked from her temporarily. But it seemed like she, was dead enough to, or, you know, be able to play dead enough where she could fool two of the most powerful people in Enchanted Forest.
Yeah. I want to know more about this wraith and the souls can go to another realm. Because, I mean, as confusing as that sounds, it also could mean a lot of things. Like Philip's not dead. And he
Yeah,
could be
there are
back.
more souls out there.
Yeah, there's more souls out there that could be coming back, good or bad. I mean, it just opens the door for a lot. So I kind of want someone to dig a little deeper because Aurora didn't really pounce on that information when it was given to her.
I never thought that Prince Philip was actually dead, though.
Yeah,
I had a feeling he would come back.
Yeah.
So, we'll
Characters
see.
always come back somehow.
I'm sure the show is going to get, you know, renewed for a 5th, 6th, 7th season. So I'm sure we will see Prince Philip at some point, whether it's a flashback or they bring him back, they bring his soul back. But yeah, I do agree that that's really, they need to elaborate on that.
Just a little bit. I mean, it was like one sentence there, and that's what really, like, my ears perked up, and I thought I was going to get a little bit more, and then
Yeah.
it just moved right past that.
Yeah. And I wonder, you know, we've learned a little bit about the hearts, but we haven't really learned how they are completely able to work, how you're able to control people. Is that someone's soul, or is that just a way to, you know, steal someone's heart?
And how come sometimes when you take the heart, the person drops dead, and other times, like Aurora's case, they're still up and walking. Even Sheriff Graham from season 1, they're around and walking and talking, even though their hearts aren't there. But then those zombies were dead, but their hearts were out.
It didn't make sense to me either.
Yeah, I
So
don't
I wonder,
But
what, is
maybe
there a
it's-
different technique in taking out the heart? One's like you fall down dead, the other one you keep walking.
Maybe it's the intent for taking the heart. Like, since you can control them, maybe she just takes it out and it looks like they're dead. And maybe that's how she was able to play dead, is, I don't know, taking her own heart out.
Hey, which would, with your theory of who the Queen of Hearts is,
Yeah.
that you have been saying all season, her taking out her own heart,
I still think
why
Cora's
not?
the
That
Queen
could
of
be the
Hearts.
start of the Queen of Hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She took her own.
Yeah.
She took her own, so maybe someone else couldn't take it
Yeah.
to destroy her.
See?
Yeah. Well, she takes out the hearts of all of those village men, and they become zombies. She's able to control them, and she sends them to do her dirty work and get the compass back from Emma, Snow, Mulan, and Aurora. Meanwhile, Aurora and all of them are trying to, you know, go back to this dream world and communicate with Henry. I mean, that's cool that they can communicate. And I mean, they
Minus
talk for
the
a little
fire.
bit. Yes, minus
Yeah.
the fire, which I didn't really get. I thought that Henry could control that at this point.
Yeah, and he didn't.
Yeah.
I thought he would control it too, but it's still, engulfed in flames.
Yeah, I thought he could control parts of it, but I feel like everyone kept saying the deeper down in the sleep that you go, the harder it is to
Come
control and
down.
the more dangerous it gets.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why he couldn't. It got a little out of control because there was moments when it was a little calmer, and then moments when it was spiraling a little bit out of control.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, they were able to communicate at least some, and while it did get disrupted, they knew something had to do with Rumpelstiltskin, and they knew that they needed to go back. But the zombies attacked, and stole Aurora.
Aurora. She's just causing so much problems, I swear.
Yeah.
In the way most of the time. Besides her having these dreams is like the first thing that's like, made it okay for her to be around.
Right.
And then you have Mulan over here who's like, no, you shouldn't be helping them. You know, they're strangers. And
Yeah.
I'm supposed to protect you. That's what I told Philip I would do. And
Mulan is a warrior princess,
Yeah.
and Aurora is this
Yeah.
dainty, sleeping.
talk about the odd couple.
Yeah.
But at least Aurora is contributing. You know, she wants to help out.
Mhm.
So
And we really saw once she was captured where her allegiances lie. She is tempted with the information that Cora gives her, saying that she can bring back her true love. She can bring back Philip. And Aurora didn't bite. Like she said, you know, I'm not as stupid as you think I am. Like I'm here to fight. I am here to fight you. And that actually might have been really stupid because Cora knocks her out.
with a wave of a hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was really awesome to see her stand up to Cora because you have all these warriors and fighters who kind of, I mean, Captain Hook, he's easily swayed by anything and he's supposed to be kind of like a badass. But then you have this Aurora come up and she's like, no, I'm not going to sway just because you say one thing. You could mean another.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, her being such a quiet character that doesn't really fight physically, her standing up to Cora in that way was kind of her being a badass. And
Yeah.
I liked
Yeah.
it. I was like, all right, Aurora.
She's finally gaining some balls.
Yeah.
So to
Like,
speak.
all right.
Yeah. So Cora then says, she gives a trade to the girls. She says that they can trade the compass for Aurora by 7 p.m. or by sundown. And Aurora says she doesn't think that the girls will come for her. She doesn't think that Snow and Emma would trade her life for a compass. And Cora says, you know, you don't know these girls. they would never give up an innocent person. So,
And I like that she said that because that in lies, and you know, that defines good and bad. Cora wouldn't do that, but she knows that Emma and Snow would.
mhm.
So there's the difference of good and evil.
They wouldn't leave someone behind, but that doesn't mean that they would trade the compass for her life
Yeah. because
necessarily.
they're going to try and think of a way to get both things
Yeah.
and not have to lose one of them.
Didn't you think it was weird when Cora sends this bird, and of course Snow White can speak bird,
course.
just like all of us.
Well, what's funny is that for a second I was like, wait, the bird's gonna deliver the message, and then, you know, seeing the bird on Snow's shoulder, then it kind of made sense just from the Snow White
'Cause
movies
she
with
is
like the
Snow
birds
White.
like with her singing
Yeah.
and the animals all just coming to help and stuff. But it was still just really random because it hadn't been pointed out at any other point,
Yeah.
and then to point it out in this way, it was kind of like, well, since when does she
Speak bird.
Yeah. People also mentioned a lot last season, and I guess this season as well, that there's always a black bird behind Regina, like in
Mhm.
Storybrooke. Like
Oh.
you could always know that she was an evil person because of these like black birds. So it looks like Cora has a link to those birds as well.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, I like the blackbirds. It's a symbolism of evil.
yeah,
We see like
Yeah,
black
most-
ravens.
ravens or crows. Yeah,
So
they're always
that
evil.
makes sense. It
Yeah.
makes sense.
So, surprisingly enough, Mulan is the one who really, really wants to save Aurora. I mean, she said the only promise that she really made to Prince Philip is that she would keep Aurora safe, and she's not willing to break that promise.
So at this point, is Mulan just really a woman of her word? Or, like, I know we were all a little bit confused with her and Prince Philip's relationship while
Mm-hmm.
Aurora was asleep. Like, what drives you? Because she doesn't know Aurora, just like she doesn't know Snow or Emma, but she's more loyal to Aurora.
But I think Mulan, she knows camaraderie, and she knows what, like, you fight for the people, you know, who you're working with, and just that partnership. So I think Mulan definitely had good intentions to try to save Aurora.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she does. I think that they've built up a friendship over the past, you know, however many days it's been. I can't keep track of time anymore. Over the past few weeks of the story, we'll say.
Past few episodes.
Exactly. But one of the other notable things to mention during this episode is that both Henry and Aurora both have burns after their latest trip to this Neverworld, or this dream world.
I thought it was interesting because, you know, we see Aurora get burned, and I automatically thought, well, if she's getting burned, then Henry can get burned too, and we saw that.
Well, we saw Henry got burned at the end of last episode, which was the very beginning of it. Or was it 2 episodes ago? Yeah, 2 episodes ago, because he got the necklace, and then he really didn't have that problem anymore. But he's forgetting to use his necklace, and he's getting burned. But Mulan sticks up for Aurora at that point. She says, I'm not letting you go back in if you're getting hurt like that. So it does seem genuine. Or some feelings are genuine, whether she's doing it for Philip or she's doing it because she does really care. Yeah.
I don't know. There's just something about Mulan that's bugging me right now, and I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, I agree too. Like,
there's just something it's genuine, but then it's something
underneath.
You know,
because my other my other question is just, why are they still with Snow and Emma if they don't really if Mulan doesn't really care what happens to them when she doesn't want to help them any further? Then why are you two still with them? Because no one's forcing you to stay with Emma and Snow anymore, Mulan, so you and Aurora can go off into happily ever after if you wanted to.
Yeah.
There's no tie to keep them there unless she has an ulterior motive.
People have been saying, like, I've heard some rumors that Mulan is bad, but the way that this episode played out, I would actually dispel those rumors, because it didn't seem like, I know we're jumping ahead a lot, but at the end of the episode when Aurora is kind of under control of Cora, I mean, they wouldn't need to control Aurora if they were already controlling Mulan.
Yeah.
If they already had an alliance with Mulan, or if she was evil, you know? So,
I agree.
I think she just is different than we're used to. You know, she is a heroine, but she doesn't always, she has her own motives, you know?
Yeah.
She's not, her main goal isn't to get back to Storybrooke, it's just to defeat Cora, or defeat evil in general, and keep Aurora alive.
Okay, so maybe that's it. Maybe she's just still really pissed off that Cora got her with the whole Lancelot thing.
Yeah.
Like, tricked her for all those years thinking that, you know, she was friends with Lancelot and it was really Cora. So she's in it for revenge of that.
I think it might.
That's what we'll go with.
Yeah, I think it might also be just the warrior in Mulan. You know, she's always there to fight, and she doesn't, you know, won't always know who to trust. So she always has that barrier, and that might be why she seems a little shady here and there, because she doesn't know who to trust. If she can trust, you know, Hook, apparently not, or like anyone. You know, just I think it might be just for protecting herself.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll find out over the next few episodes, hopefully. I want to mention their quest to find these poppy seeds so that Snow can actually go back to sleep, since Aurora has been captured. But before we do that, I just want to mention very quickly, if you're not watching us on AfterBuzzTV.com or watching us on YouTube, you can actually subscribe to us on iTunes and download our podcasts. Just go to the iTunes store, type in AfterBuzz TV, and you can find all of Once Upon a Time's podcasts, as well as we have like almost 50 other shows a week. So if you watch watch anything else on TV, we probably have an after show for it. And then also rate, comment, subscribe. Rating us really helps us. We read all of the comments, and we're always trying to improve for you. We have a whole new panel of hosts this season, so make sure you give us another listen if you didn't listen this season yet, if you used to listen to the first season's podcasts. And then I just want to give a quick shout out to all the people who did rate us and leave us some comments this past week. We had KK Gardner gave us a great rating, and then also had a really cool prediction.
Yeah.
They mentioned something about 8:15, and we know that 8:15 is a huge number in the Lost series and in Storybrooke, and it's the time that's always shown on the clock, or was shown on the clock before it started moving. And KK Gardner said that the meaning behind the town clock could have been something to do with Peter Pan, because when Peter Pan, Wendy, Michael, and John fly across London, they land on a clock which says 8 o'clock. Then Peter Pan makes the clock read 8:15, and they all fly to Neverland. So that was something written to us by a fan.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for that,
was
because
a really good catch too.
none of us caught that.
I not thought of that.
And then also a quick shout out to Sir Archibald and Edge323. They all gave us comments and reviews, and they were all very nice. So thank you so much for rating and commenting, because it really helps us and brings us up on iTunes. And then we're able to bring you these great shows, because we really do love feedback, and whether it's good or bad, we always love to hear it. Also on YouTube, we love to keep the conversation going all week. So if you have any questions or comments from this week's episode, make sure you write them on our YouTube page.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Back to tonight's episode, though, after that brief commercial, I guess. So Aurora, or I guess Aurora's not there. Aurora's captured, so Snow, Emma, and Mulan go on a quest to find the poppy seeds, because Snow knows that she can go back to this dream world if she's in a deep enough slumber. So they go and they find these poppy seeds, and during that time in Storybrooke, David decides that he can't let Henry go back under the he can't let Henry go back into this room, because he's getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Henry says he wants to be a hero, but they all think he's too young. And the only way that David can go there is to be under a sleeping curse. So Regina gets to work on a potion, and they enlist the help of Rumpelstiltskin, who has his, what is it, the spinning wheel, or?
Yeah.
The spinning wheel.
Spinning wheel.
That
That
he
sounds weird.
spins, straw into gold.
The spindle. Maybe, I don't know. It all sounds weird. But yeah, from the tale of Rumpelstiltskin. And we all know that if you prick your finger on the needle, that you'll fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Who knew that that's the old way of doing it, and you really do need magic to have that happen.
But they dip the needle into the
Yeah.
potion.
Into the potion.
Exactly.
Into the curse that Regina was making. Which and sorry to go back a little bit, I thought it was interesting how Regina was brewing that potion, formula, whatever, in front of Henry, like wide out in the open. And so I think it's just interesting how she did that.
I mean, she's using her magic for good now, so I don't think she
It's true.
feels the need to hide it
Yeah.
as much.
And I feel like maybe Henry walked in. Did he walk into the room while she was doing it?
Yeah.
And, I mean, he was very, honest with her. He was like, oh, so, like, how's it been? Have you been using magic? And she was open with him with, no, except for with Daniel and then now. And, he brings up that she's using it for good.
Yeah.
Which I think she kind of liked in that way of, like, okay, maybe I am getting back on Henry's good side because he's seeing me use it for a different way.
Yeah, I just like the openness that she's okay with it now.
Well, the fact that she is using it for good, and not only for good, but to help him potentially get his mom and his grandma back.
Yeah.
Like, I think she kind of wants him to see her in a better light, and showing him that she's helping him out.
I liked how scientific it all was. You know, with like all
A
the
chemistry
yeah,
set.
it was like a chemistry set here, because in fairy tale world, you know, it's just like a wave of the hand, or you know,
Yeah.
a giant pot.
Yeah.
But it's not all like, oh, it's a chem lab, guys. Don't worry.
Felt like we were
Gotta
in
work for it.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad or something for a second. But yeah, so she makes this sleeping potion, and they put David under. And the catch, I guess, is that not only will he be going to this other world, he will not end up in this red room of doom. He will be in some other place, and he will have to find this room where he thinks he'll find Aurora.
Or
Or
Snow.
well, he
Or
didn't know that
yeah.
Snow was, or I guess he did.
He had a feeling.
Yeah.
Because he said that, because Aurora got taken out,
Yeah.
and so they assumed she was captured from
Yeah.
that. So he knew that Snow would step up and.
Yeah, and I loved how both Snow and Prince Charming both figured it out. They were like, "Oh, I can go," and you know, Snow can go, like vice versa. And I was like, they're on the same wavelengths.
Yeah.
True love.
Yeah.
True
But
love.
Snow really didn't think at first that she was gonna find David there. She thought she was gonna find Henry.
No.
And I don't
And
know.
then-
Yeah, but I loved how David
Such a
figured
sweet
it out
moment,
too.
though. Yeah.
it was.
So David and Snow both go to sleep. David has the necklace. Snow uses her poppy seeds, and David finds the room, but in the process damages the necklace, so he can't control the room at all. And he ends up conversing with Snow, and it's such a sweet moment. I mean, I think we were all about to tear up. They're finally reunited, and he jumps through the flames to go see her. I'm turning into a schoolgirl right now. I love it, but
Very cute.
it's not a happy ending.
No, 'cause it's like right when they go to embrace, it's when they kind of figure out that, you know, the netherworld, they're not really there, so they just keep moving through each other. It was like
It's just their
ghosts.
souls.
Yeah,
Their
it's
yeah.
their
souls.
souls, so
Souls are
they
non-corporeal.
can't touch or anything. That was so sad when that
And
happened.
David's
point.
stuck there.
Yeah.
So David
Poor
is
thing.
essentially stuck in this in-between worlds, or in this dream world, until Snow can get back to Storybrooke, which is indefinitely. We really have no idea how long that's going to take.
We don't, and
Yeah.
he doesn't, and I don't think he can have a gauge of time in this fiery room, because when everyone else was asleep, they were just in like darkness, right? In the room where he started out before he broke through the floor or whatever. So, I mean, there's got to be a difference there between spending your time in the dark versus spending it in the
In
fire.
He
Fire
can get
pit.
hurt. I mean,
Yeah.
we've
Yeah.
seen it in Henry's case and Aurora's case. He can get severely burned if he, you know, missteps. And who knows? I mean, he could potentially die in there.
Yeah, that's
No,
what I'm
that's
scared of.
That's not good.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll start seeing, like, if his body in Storybrooke will start showing the burns
Mm-hmm.
all over him, and maybe if there's a way that they can sort of, like, start to
Well,
nurse the wounds
well,
there,
Rumple-
that will.
Rumple's still there, and because he healed Henry
Henry's
when
arm.
he had burns, so if David shows the burn marks, you know, Rumple could probably
But will
potentially
it-
save him throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, I just hope that it reflects back to
Yeah.
in there, too.
Yeah.
That the burns will go away.
Well, it's just another way they're
Misery.
sucking us in. Like, nothing can ever go right. There always has to be one wrong, just to get us hooked for a couple more hooked.
Yeah. And I liked how in the fire room too, when David tells Snow, you know, oh, you found me, and she's like, you
Yeah.
found me, but you know, we also always lose each other. And that's so true with those
It
two. It's like
is.
every time you think they're finally getting together,
Yeah.
someone
Something
gets
tears
lost
them
again.
apart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something tears them
literally
apart.
within seconds, because we saw in season 1, like, when Snow found David, like, 2 seconds later, David gets captured.
Yeah.
Or
It's like
Prince
that.
Charming
Give
gets
him a
captured.
break.
The
Like,
Joy Division song,
literally.
"Love Will Tear Us Apart." Do you, any of you remember that? No, maybe just me. Okay. Well, they can't be together.
Really frustrating.
but it makes
No,
it
it is.
interesting, because
Yeah.
if they're always together, then they're like, oh, there's nothing really to follow.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I guess they had their time before the baby, but they actually.
It keeps us
That's
going.
weird.
It's like something we want to keep rooting for. Will they find each other again?
I think they will.
Yeah.
always find each other.
They always.
You could see how upset Snow was when she wakes up.
Oh
Mhm.
gosh.
Like, crazy.
Devastated.
I don't even.
Trying to find some more poppy
I don't even
seeds.
think she remembered what she went in there originally for to get
Mhm.
the information. She was just like, I need more, I need more, I have to go back. He's there alone, and she knows what it's like. She went through that, and she knows, when you finally are awakened, the kind of repercussions, the mental unstableness that happens when you come back from that. So, being that's her true love, she wants to go save him, but then the only way to save him is to
Go back to Storybrooke.
Yeah.
get back. You gotta go
True love's
Gotta go
kiss.
find that ink.
Yeah.
Yep.
Crazy. So when Snow does wake up, they realize that Mulan has stolen the compass. And for a second, I think she's evil, but then I remember that she's trying to barter for Aurora. And little does she know that Hook had let Aurora go. Hook woke Aurora up and essentially said, I'm going to let you go because Cora betrayed me. I don't want to help her out. I want to hinder her, and I'm going to do anything possible to do that and let Emma know that our deal still stands. If she lets me get back to Storybrooke, I will help her in any way possible.
Yeah.
I believed him.
I did
So
too.
did I. Hell hath no fury.
That's
And-
probably why. Stupid girls believe anything.
Right.
I know.
I tell ya.
They believe those pretty boys.
Pretty boys look at
Yeah.
you, look through you, and you're like, yes, I believe you, Hook. But then you turn around and stab me in the back.
I still don't understand why he's on Cora's side. And I guess we'll find out more about that next week, since it seems like we might get some backstory.
And like Regina and Hook's relationship.
Regina
I
and
believe.
Hook,
Yeah.
Cora and Hook.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll shed some light.
Because it has to be more than just using her to get to Storybrooke, to get to Rumpelstiltskin, because he had the opportunity to use Emma and Snow to do the same thing. I mean, I'm sure they want to get rid of Rumpelstiltskin too, so they wouldn't mind him piggybacking with them. So
Yeah.
there has to be a bigger tie keeping him to Cora.
I think Hook he wants any chance of getting back to Storybrooke. So, like, if he sees possibility with Emma and Snow, he's gonna want to be with them. But he also thinks Cora can help. So, like, any ally that could get him back to Storybrooke in any way, he'll keep close.
But
So-
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like he crossed the line when he
He's
with
clearly,
the Aurora thing.
at this point, allied with Cora.
Yeah, there's
I mean,
no going back.
I don't
Nah.
see how he can give Cora that much of an advantage by giving her complete control of Aurora, and still be on the side of Emma.
Because even if he did try to go back, Cora would know everything because Aurora would be there, and he would have to either explain what he did or, I don't know, kill Aurora so that she couldn't be Cora's spy.
Yeah.
Something.
And can we mention how Cora used Aurora's heart as a ways of communication?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
interesting. That was
I mean,
something
she's
new.
controlling her.
Yeah.
And I
But
think
really
Speaking-
spoke for her.
Speaking through the heart. That's something we haven't seen.
Talk through the heart. Sorry.
what was that?
I know, I was just like, talking through someone's heart.
Yeah.
It's usually such like a romantic. Like you're speaking to, like
Yeah.
I'm speaking from the heart.
Yeah.
Is usually like something deep and meaningful. And now Cora is using it for evil. She's literally speaking through someone's heart to
a whole new level.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we kind of knew that you can control someone with the heart, just because, I mean, we've seen that with Regina kind of, and the sheriff last season.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
controlling him, but she was able to cause pain while she still had the heart, and
then crush it.
Yeah. But I liked it how she was speaking through the heart. That was just something new. So.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It seems so genuine coming from Aurora. But, I mean, I guess Hook proved to Cora that he is her ally, unfortunately. And it seems like there's a whole mess of stuff that's going to go on next week. I mean, we have the winter finale, and I want to get into predictions, but first, I know we have some news and gossip.
Okay. You want to do that?
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, so news and gossip. Adam Horowitz and Ed Kitsis did a TV Guide interview where they just did a lightning round of questions about what we can expect this season. And some of the highlights are that the Queen of Hearts, who we're meeting next week, they said it is possible that it's someone that we've already met before. So
Who could it be?
I don't know. There's a lot of people who
Cora.
who still are saying that it's not gonna be Cora, but I'm
Cora
on Team Cathy here, and I think that
I
it's
agree.
Cora.
Cora means heart.
A lot of people are saying that it's not Cora because if you look back on IMDb, a different actress did play Cora did play the Queen of Hearts in that one episode. So
Yeah,
But we didn't even see. Like,
I know we didn't see her face.
yeah, we
The
didn't see her face, so
it could be
leaves it
anyone.
open for anyone could be it.
Yeah.
This one is a little bit. Actually, the rest of it is a little spoiler alert, so don't listen if you don't want to hear.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler
So
alert!
they have said that Jamie Dornan, who plays Sheriff Graham and the Huntsman, will be making an appearance during this season. He just had shoulder surgery, so as soon as he gets cleared, he's gonna go shoot his episode or episodes. They didn't say if it's gonna be a flashback or something current, if he's maybe not dead. They didn't say anything. They just said that he will be making an appearance this season. Also, that this season, Bay will return. This season, it's happening.
Who's Bay?
Who's Bay?
So we
Maybe
will find
he's
out.
already returned and we just don't know.
Yeah, and so then my last bit is they released 2 new episodes, the names. Episode 10 is The Cricket Game, and episode 11 is The Outsider. So I kind of feel like The Outsider might be when we see the return of
Neil.
Neil.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's when we might see him come.
Does
in the
outsider mean that he really isn't a Storybrooke character?
I don't know.
Comes from the outside.
Or is he Bay?
The outside. There's a new theory that Neil might be Aladdin.
My.
I was like, I read it. And
I
I was
don't
like,
like
okay.
that.
There's a theory about it, but I was like, I don't know if I really believe that one because I mean, Bay
these are
has to
random
be young.
bits.
Well,
I still think that Neil is a Storybrooke character. I don't know
Yeah.
if he's Bay, but I think he's someone.
In the cricket game, that sounds like a Archie Hopper
Yeah.
kind of centric storyline.
I have heard that there's going to be more stuff from him.
Okay.
yeah. And they
Archie
did say
Hopper,
that
that is.
at the end of next week's episode, The Queen of Hearts, there's going to be a huge cliffhanger.
Of course.
Yeah.
They
They just
need to
said
hook
Once
us.
upon a time.
huge cliffhanger at the end of the winter finale.
I thought it was bad that we had the week off last week. We're going to have, what, like 3-4 weeks off?
Yeah.
Not cool.
I
I
haven't
know.
even seen the date of the first episode in January. If anyone knows that, please let me know because I've been
Really?
trying to look at when the first date back after December 2nd is, and I have found nothing so far.
I'd imagine like middle January, end
Yeah.
of January.
I need,
That's
I
usually
need a
when shows come
specific
back.
date, though. I need to know this kind of stuff.
Look
to
up a
mentally,
Sunday in January.
Yeah. I need to
Once
mentally
is her
prepare
crack.
for it.
Oh goodness.
So, I guess anything else that you have for news?
That's wow.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Well, this isn't Once Upon a Time news, but I just want to mention because we have some AfterBuzz TV news. It it's not every day you get to say how hot your boss is on a podcast, but our boss, Maria Menounos, is on the cover of Men's Fitness, and she is looking amazing, like smoking hot.
Stellar.
Abs for
Look
days.
at those abs.
Marissa's been admiring a little too much. No,
Hey, she's an inspiration.
But she's in the December issue, so you might want to go pick up your copy. Guys, you'll love the pictures. Girls, there's actually dating tips in there. So if you read the article or you just want inspiration for abs.
Put the picture up on a wall and be like, July, that's going to be my body.
Exactly.
Beach bod.
Here we go. I need some inspiration.
2013 goals.
So, predictions. One more episode left until our winter finale.
You want to go with yours? I'm gonna go with mine.
No.
That teaser had so much packed in it. Like, I don't even know where to start.
And that teaser made me realize something I didn't really think of. We saw the well in Storybrooke that leads to Lake Nostos.
Yes.
That returns things that have been lost. Emma and Snow White are lost in whatever land they went to, so that will be hopefully a way for them to get back.
Yeah.
And
boom.
So off of that, I want to predict that they will get back next episode, but maybe there'll be like a casualty of some sort or something like that, and that will be like
Not
the cliffhanger.
David. No.
That will be the cliffhanger. But I want to say that they will wrap up this half of the season with getting us Emma and Snow home.
Yeah, they can't spend the whole season with them
like,
stuck. Come on.
Half a season, them.
See, I don't think that they will get Emma and Snow home, just because that would mean that David would be able to wake up. Unless the casualty you're saying is David, which I really hope it's not. I just don't think that they're going to resolve that until the end of the season. However, we know that the episode's titled Queen of Hearts, so we're going to hear a lot more about that. And maybe Jefferson will come back into play.
It looks like a lot of people are going to be involved next week, and it's just going to be one of those
big
showdowns of sorts that maybe they get home, but then there's a counter curse that comes through with them or something that Cora's broken through with or something. I don't know.
Two lines that I want to mention is we saw that quick snippet of Henry saying something about "you've killed them" or
you're gonna
kill them, and we see Rumpelstiltskin using his magic and saying that no one, what is it?
It's like no one can get through that
alive. No
alive.
one can come back from this, or no one can get through this alive.
I think Cora will be able to get through, and there's going to be a big showdown.
Yeah, I think that
her and Regina.
Yeah.
To me, Rumple has no reason for helping them bring people back, since he knows that, he knows that Cora's on the other side, and that's the only thing that could potentially take him down. The only thing he cares about, he has. Belle. So.
This is true, so I think that's why Henry's gonna have to fight both Regina and Rumple to get them to not block it so that he can get his mom and grandma back.
Yeah.
And in return get his grandpa back too now, because he's got no one.
Yeah, his family is disappearing left and right.
He's got Regina. But
Meh.
Does he really have Regina?
Yeah. She seems nice for now, but
Granny will adopt him. Just go live with
Granny was so cute this episode.
Yeah, her 2 lines was enough.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
So
definitely got a granny face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next week, we are going to try to watch the episode twice before doing our after show so that we can give you the best recap possible. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, comments, want to keep the conversation going, feel free to tweet us. You can find me on Twitter at Catherine Kelley.
You can find me on Twitter at TweetT22, TWEETEE22.
And I am at Marisa Movies. That's MARISA Movies.
And you can find all of us on Twitter at AfterBuzz TV. Next week, we will have hopefully an amazing recap for you of the winter premiere. So make sure to tune in. Oh, winter finale. Yes, winter finale. Make sure to tune in next Sunday night for that.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.